On Friday, June 16, 2023, Japan's parliament passed the country's first law addressing anti-LGBTQ discrimination following months of pressure on the government to provide legal protections for sexual minorities as per Nikkei Asia's report. According to the report, the law is Japan's first to tackle discrimination on the basis of sexual orientation or gender identity. It states that unfair discrimination on such basis will not be tolerated. The purpose of the legislation is to raise awareness of gender diversity among Japan's public, which it states is currently not entirely sufficient. It goes on to say that all citizens, irrespective of their sexual orientation and/or gender identity, are to be respected as individuals with inherent and inviolable fundamental human rights. The law does not lay out any penalties for those engaging in unfair discrimination, but states that efforts should be made by national and local governments, employers, and educational institutions to promote diversity with regard to sexuality and gender identity. Schools and workplaces will be encouraged to provide resources and services to raise awareness of these issues. The government will also be required to update the public annually on its policies to enhance understanding of gender diversity. It will also have to support research that contributes to the promotion of gender diversity. However, Japan's LGBTQ rights advocates are criticizing it. According to Nikkei Asia, the advocates say the definition of discrimination is too narrow. Outlawing unfair discrimination implies that fair discrimination is still allowed. The original draft of the bill was drawn up in 2021, and the word unfair was added by an LDP committee this May, without consulting opposition parties. Added to that, the bill is full of caveats. Ken Suzuki, a professor of law at Meiji University in Tokyo, told Nikkei Asia that in Article 12, which was also added at the last minute of the LDP, and states that the law's measures should only be implemented so far as citizens feel at ease, has garnered particular backlash. The term at ease is subjective. Even if just one person says they feel uneasy about this law, it will become impossible to implement. LGBTQ rights activists argue that Article 12 also perpetuates the notion that sexual minorities pose some sort of threat to society. And lastly, an article requiring national and local governments to support civic organizations promoting LGBTQ rights was removed from the final version of the bill. Leaders of such organizations fear this will make it harder to raise funds and attract members. I am Lovely Montoya of Manila STV.